Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I am Non, and you are watching another Friday Ace of Spades website review. Today, is your website decimating hapless prospects with guerrilla web design? Guerrilla, of course, is Spanish for little war, and this will become logical in a minute. You will see why I have chosen this particular title. To illustrate the principle, www.gmarketing.com. And of course, we'll be relying on Frodo, our trusty friend, first reaction, orientation, desirability, and offers. Not forgetting that the indubitable Odo represents those core elements which we need to pay attention to, and of course, they in turn need to get attention using contrast and eye path. Let's dive right into the first reaction. How does the site make me feel? Okay, site makes me feel like I've just been smacked between the eyes with a big rubber mallet. I feel somewhat overwhelmed, and I'm being a little ironic here. I feel very overwhelmed. The background is overwhelming. The number of elements is overwhelming. The multiple columns is overwhelming. The navigations elements are overwhelming. So overall, my sense of the site is that there is way too much to look at, and I feel like, what the heck am I going to do first? And the general design, unfortunately, reminds me of something that might have been hip in the 90s. This does not inspire confidence. So although I don't want to be unkind, I'm going to say my first reaction is not a good one. And this, of course, because it's a snap judgment, happens within the first couple of seconds of me seeing the site, and it sits deep in my emotional complex in my brain. It's going to give me a deep sense of discomfort as I work through the site, assuming that I decide to stay, and that discomfort is going to colour all of my interactions with the site, at least for some time to come until I get used to it. Orientation. Am I in the right place? Well, I know that the site is about guerrilla marketing, because up here it says so, and then in the middle it says this is the official site for all things guerrilla. Now, if I don't know what guerrilla marketing is, I'm probably going to be still a little bit lost, but at least I know that this is something to do with a site called guerrilla marketing, and I have an understanding that this is no doubt a company. The company itself is called guerrilla marketing, so I have a reasonable understanding of what the site is about, but I haven't got a good sense of what guerrilla marketing itself is. So I might be feeling a little bit lost, but at least I know that I'm in more or less the right place if, in fact, I've come here looking for something to do with guerrilla marketing. Some kind of tagline which tells me, maybe in a simplified and short version, what guerrilla marketing itself is. Even if it can't tell me everything, it could tell me a little bit. That would be helpful, because that would give me a better sense of where I am and whether this is the right place for me to be. But in general terms, the orientation isn't terrible. Desirability. This is where things start to really come undone. Do I believe I'll gain more than I invest? Okay. Look at this site, and tell me where the headline is. Headline, of course, is what people look for to decide whether they're going to read the body copy. I see several candidates, none of which really stand out as ideal prospects. This is the official site for all things guerrilla, is the first major heading. Not really a headline. The guerrilla marketing intensive. That could be a headline. But 21 intimate hours in the home of J. Conrad Levinson outside Orlando, Florida. That, well, I don't want to sound rude, but intimate hours? Really? I'm not sure I want to spend 21 intimate hours in the home of J. Conrad Levinson. I'm sure he's a swell guy, but intimate isn't the thing I'm going for. So that doesn't really stand out. Become a licensed master trainer? Okay, Guerrilla Marketing International? Yep, that could be a headline, but why do I want to become a licensed master trainer? I don't even know what guerrilla marketing is yet. Now, in fairness, a lot of people coming to this site may be return visitors, and they may already know what guerrilla marketing is, so this might stand out to them. But as a first-time visitor, and I did actually come to the site recently, this is why I've decided to choose it. I came to the site recently wanting to find out more about guerrilla marketing, because I'd heard it vaguely in the past, but I didn't know what it was. And I came here and I really didn't know what to do first. So we don't really have any major headlines, nothing that really stands out and gets me interested in the copy. Now the second problem, of course, is that the copy itself isn't super interesting. We have worked with companies like yours since the 1980s, from small mom and pop-up businesses to large corporations boosting profits, da-da-da-da. Okay, well, starting your body copy with a we is generally a bad idea, because prospects are not interested in you, they're interested in themselves. And although you are offering some benefits and so on, you definitely aren't getting into a kind of conversation that the prospect is already starting in his own mind. You're kind of breaking into a strange place in the thought sequence. So, in terms of desirability, things are not looking terribly good. Now, the other problem is that I'm probably not even going to read most of the stuff, because there is so much visual clutter. There's so many things going on. First of all, there are these flags, and there are about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 things for me to do along the side, plus in the navigation we've got 8 different elements, which is 1 too many. The maximum should be 7. That's how many our brains seem to cope with. So overall, I'm so overwhelmed by trying to figure out what the various items on the site are for and what I should be doing with them, that I really don't actually have a sense of desirability at all, because I'm not getting into the copy in the first place. Alright, let's go to offers. Do my goals match the available options? And here things they were pretty unstuck to begin with, and now they are completely in free fall. The available options have utterly boggled my mind. I can spend 3 days at Jay's home being taught by the master himself. I can click there. Guerrilla Marketing Association. That looks like something I can click on, but it's not. That our association help your business grow and prosper. I can click here for a free trial. I've got no idea what's going to happen when I click on that. Update. Guerrilla Marketing arrives in UK and Europe. I'm not in the UK or Europe, so why do I care? I don't know, but I can click there. A Guerrilla Marketing Minute radio podcast. Click here. What will I get when I click for a radio podcast? What's the point? Guerrilla tip of the day. Okay, nothing to click here except for the tips archive, which I can go to if I like that tip, I guess, but I'm not going to read the tip because I've been distracted by so many other things. Oh, and Guerrilla is down under. Okay, well, that's fine. Australia's nearby, but I'm not in Australia. I'm in New Zealand, so again, I don't care. Here's a newsletter, or something. Sign up to receive a free copy of Jay's What is a Guerrilla Entrepreneur? Well, I guess if I wanted to know more about guerrilla marketing, that's the first thing that I would do, but to be honest, what is a guerrilla entrepreneur doesn't interest me. I don't care what a guerrilla entrepreneur is. I want to know how it helps me, not what it is. So, telling me that, sign up here to get a free copy of how guerrilla marketing works and will improve your bottom line by 10% in the next 6 months, that would be a lot more interesting to me. I'm also a little bit concerned that maybe I'm going to get spammed if I sign up for this, judging from the look of the site in general, and I don't see a link to a privacy policy. Phone consultations, okay, I can get in touch with someone for that. Featured articles, 200 marketing weapons. By this stage, my brain is numb. I don't even know what to do. So we've got a huge problem here, in that the home page is essentially being used as the entire website. Everything I could possibly do on this website seems to be on the home page. That is not how web design is supposed to work. That is not how people interact with websites. A website, as I've said before, is very much like your front door. Your home page is your reception area, and then you can move on into other parts of your building from there. Sorry, I said your website is like your front door. I meant your homepage is like your front door. Having all of these elements on your homepage, all of these competing things that I can do, is rather like having someone from your sales department, someone from your finance department, someone from your products division, your receptionist herself, the CEO, and 1 or 2 other people all meeting me at the front door and clamoring for attention and telling me that I should be paying attention to them and ignoring the other people. And this is why I have called this guerrilla web design. I mean, yes, okay, it's a little bit of a pun. Guerrilla web design is a little war on your attention. It is a hit and run. Each of the elements is highly mobile, hitting you from some random location that you're not expecting, and distracting you, and then before you know it, another one's hitting you from somewhere else, and you can't focus anywhere. There is no focus whatsoever on the page. Alright, so what can we take away from this? Number 1, objectives. Competing elements will mob your prospect's attention, and he will not do anything. Number 2, you could start by saying hello. I don't see any kind of conversation starter here. I'm not feeling like I'm talking to someone. No one's actually stepping up to say, welcome to our website, we want to help you in this way, we do this, or you have this problem and we can help you. They're not starting any kind of conversation, they're not interacting with the thoughts that are already going on in my mind. I'm just being bombarded. Number 3, maybe offer your prospect some coffee. What I mean by this is, as I mentioned before, when someone arrives on your site, or when someone comes to your site, to your physical building, if you have one, the polite thing to do is to kind of break the ice, offer them something, nothing huge, just a little thing of value that will, brighten their day, and often coffee and, cake or something is the thing to do. And in this case, guerrilla marketing intelligence would probably qualify. But if you're offering them coffee and also have 6 other people yelling at them to do something else, then you're not really offering them coffee, are you? Give them something to do, make it something that they want to do, something that will help them, something that will be delicious. And then after he's tried your coffee, after he's read your free report and seen the value, or if he decides not to click it right now, then give him just 2 options to move forward. One main one that you would most like him to do, and one secondary one which he's probably going to want to do if he isn't ready to commit to the main one. And obviously both of those need to work with your own business objectives. But giving him more than 2 options is just going to result in complete inability to move. He will be paralyzed with choice, just like I am when I go to the supermarket and I see 600 different brands of nappies. Alright. For everything you need to know about this stuff, there is nothing that I have said here which is not in Attention Thievery 101, and in fact most of it can be got from the free online classes, plus a whole lot more. So sign up now at attentionthievery.info, and of course you may email me with comments, questions, hate mail, or you can get a $99 review for free. Just email me non@informationhighwayman.com. So thank you for watching. Until next week, I am Non. Have a great day.